Ladies and gentlemen,
There's nobody in chat.
boys and girls, children of all ages,
We're gonna call you Dots.
put your hands together.
Hello.
It's us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do anybody have things to talk about?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about.
Welcome to the XYZ podcast. This is episode 61. I am millennial producer Tony. Joining me, as always, are the hosts, Gen X Brian.
Hello. Hopefully I stay here.
Ooh, kind of. And Gen Z Winston.
Oh man. Yeah. So yeah, with the caveat that I'm broadcasting from a transistor radio outside of Saskatchewan. So I'm not sure how good my feed's gonna be, but we'll give it a shot.
I was gonna say, since it's episode 61, we are one step closer to getting our retirement fund.
That's right, man.
Yeah, man.
Although people are working later and
Always.
later and later.
This episode sponsored by AARP.
When I turned 50, my dad asked me, he's like, "So you getting the flyers for AARP?" And I swear, after I thought he was joking, and I laughed about it. And then I started seeing the commercials, where in the commercials they're like, "Dave, 52. I started getting AARP because of all the deals and discounts." And I was like, "Okay, you're trying to make me believe that at 50 you start getting I sign up." I kind of doesn't it stand for, what is it? American Association of Retired People?
Yeah.
I'm not retired.
AARP.
I'm not even close to it.
Not yet.
So-
You're almost there.
We're all gonna work until we drop dead.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no way around it, I don't
It's
think.
America.
Speaking of being old, let me be a little crass here. Yeah, as if we aren't normally. But I had a thought recently where there's always the joke of like, don't trust a fart. You know? Don't always
Is
trust
it a
them.
joke or is it a piece of advice? I always thought it was a piece of
Well, that's true. But this was my thought of going, how does your body know?
Well,
Like, do you have nerves in your rectum that are like, because sometimes you can tell. Sometimes you're like, no, I'm fine.
I believe it's a whole
And
system. of
sometimes
things.
you go, no, I have to. This calls for a more sophisticated situation. I've got to go. But how does your anus know if it's a
It
fart
has
or a
built-in
poo?
sensors
Yeah,
around
it is
Tony.
built-in sensors.
These are the things that blow
Oh,
up my
yeah.
mind. And I'm going, do you have my note just says poop or fart detector nerves? And I don't
Tony's
know.
up late at night in his studies debating, how does one fart functions?
Yeah.
I'm just going, how does your body know the difference?
I'd
Because it
also-
does.
It does, and I
Sometimes it's wrong. Sometimes it's wrong.
I think
but
it's one of those things. The
it's
older
got
you get,
a
yeah.
95% success rate.
Oh my gosh! I would like to point out that you used the word "sophisticated" and "anus" in the same sentence. That's just
Yeah.
I did.
All right.
I believe it's a whole system of nerves that, as you age, they start to wane. They get less sensitive.
They dwindle down, so that's why you can't really feel it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, but you always hear about like the vagus nerve or your sciatica nerves. Nobody's talking about these. I think there needs to be more money put into research.
They just
on
cut
The
it.
butthole studies.
Poo/fart
No,
nerves.
man, didn't you just hear? He just cut them all. Like all the funding is gone.
Oh, that's
So
right.
Tony, you're never
Oh.
you're never gonna get an answer unless we get somebody's.
This is what I'm going to go
Yeah.
lobbying for. This is the
You're
hill
gonna
I
take your
die
studies
on.
overseas, man. You're gonna find a different country that's. You know who would actually pay good money for your study?
Depends.
Japan.
Oh,
And listen, man,
Probably.
they have that whole
Probably.
Japanese toilet market going around.
We already talked about pooping in
Bookstores, yeah.
bookstores.
Oh, did you guys?
Oh, they did
Did you guys
research
hear
on
that
that.
there's a new Japanese toilet factory that's being built here in Georgia?
sounds
So we're
like a
gonna start.
joke.
Yeah,
The Toto
yeah.
factory?
I'm like so serious. Hold on, let me look this up.
Ooh.
We're gonna get some
Japanese-
high-end toilets in there. While you look that
Fancy.
up, have you guys seen the commercials? Since we're already in this lane, straight out of the gate. It's not for. I think it's for Depends, but it's a guy who's talking about extra leakage.
Hello. I want to talk to you about my urine leakage. But first, let's get comfortable. Tenor Men absorbent protectors are designed for men. Fits discreetly into my underwear. You'd never know. No more dribble dramas.
Have you seen this?
I just saw
Yeah.
this commercial today, and my wife
Yeah.
looked up and went, "This has to be AI," because none of this seems. It all seems off. It was so
Winston may not get
bizarre.
his commercials, but Winston, it's like a cup, like a
Mhm.
sports protector cup. You know what I'm talking about? Like a jockstrap cup.
Yes.
Yeah, not like a Dixie cup.
Yes.
Except it's like mini Depends, and you put it. It's like if you're stuffing your pad in your drawers, and it's
Uh-huh.
for any leaks after you go. And I saw this commercial. I'm like, this is what we're advertising. So it's like, yeah. It's so Tony. Clearly, more investigation needs to go into this to see what age people need these products.
No, seriously. All right. So
See?
circling back to Japanese toilet. Yes, Tony, it is Toto, and they're investing in a
Yeah.
$224 million factory in
Wow.
Morrow, Georgia.
Is there going to be a Skibbity model?
I hope so. I'm telling you, I need it. I need the Skibbity model.
Seriously.
Man, Toto toilets are
Okay,
nice
who
though.
came up
Toilets
with that?
are nice.
I know that.
Skibbity
I know,
toilets?
yeah, that was what I've heard it so many times. It was a cartoon or something dumb, brain rot.
Yes, it's a brain rot. It's just I think it was some Russian guy, like
And
genuinely.
he
I
just
think
made
it
up
was
like
it was an animation
Skib-
series, and it was made like using like a video game basically called Gmods or Gary's Mod. And Alexei Gerasimov, if there was ever a
Okay,
more
sure.
Russian guy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that guy created it, and then he's a Russian Georgian YouTuber, 27 years old. Well, look at what I'm doing with my life.
You got that's just bizarre to me. Like some dude, 27-year-old in Russia,
Yeah.
it's like broadcasting from the from over there, and like has made a name for himself that like
Yeah.
middle school children everywhere will repeat his dumb character.
But I don't understand like why kids nowadays are so obsessed with this type of brain rot, because none of these words make sense. You know what I mean? Like have you heard of Tong 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 Sahor? I think we've talked about it.
I think you have, yeah. You're
You
the
ta-
you're
you
the only, you're
mentioned
the
it.
my only connection between that and my kids. The random stuff they'll come up with.
Have you ever like randomly just say like brain rot things to your kids and see
No.
if they would? I feel like it's just weird. I don't quite understand why these things go virals. Maybe I'm just way too old for it now, but yeah.
Okay, so if we go back to some recent viral hits, what was the the immediate one that springs to mind? But I guess I know why it went viral. The kids dancing at that Sweet 16 party where they had a video.
Oh yeah. The
know,
it
and
was
they-
the carnival song, the Kanye one. Yeah.
and then people started making
the
up
TikTok wrist
backstories.
party.
There you
Yeah,
TikTok
there
you
wrist party. Yeah. I was gonna say that's kind of the same, but then I guess the more I thought about it, that is, I mean, to watch 16-year-olds or however like they were trying to be cool is instantly
It's cringe.
you can laugh at it. It's like people slipping on ice. You don't
No,
want it to
it's-
happen to you, but it's funny to watch.
Yeah.
It's always funny to see other people fall. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh yeah.
That's like that's been on my list. Maybe I just bring it up now. It's one of the better icebreaker questions when you're having to deal with small talk is simply, does anybody have a good falling
I was
down
g-
story? Because
I was
everybody
gonna
has
say
a
they
falling
made a
down
whole
story.
business of this by making America's funniest video. Like 90% of those
Yes.
videos were
Yeah.
just somebody falling over.
Somebody falling or somebody getting hit in the nuts.
Oh,
That was those
that's
are
it.
those
Yeah.
are two guaranteed things to be
Boy.
hilarious.
Boy, do I miss the original of that with Bob Saget and the old theme
Oh,
song.
rest in
the
peace, Bob
original
Saget.
America's Funniest
didn't-
Video?
Yeah, we didn't. That wasn't in our TV show brackets, but maybe it should have
Oh
been.
man, yeah.
Do you guys remember how like they would invite the people that was uploading these videos to the taping, and they would show up
Oh,
in
yeah,
like
and then they
full
have the three.
suits? Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was an important thing, and then they have to sit there and wait to see if their hilarious video. It's a serious contest at the end of all three of them. Is it Grandma loses her teeth?
Yeah, but who was
Billy
voting
gets hit
for
in the
these?
nuts.
Like,
I don't know. Was the studio
was the
audience?
live
Was it
studio
applause?
audience doing
Yeah,
it?
they were in there, and they were always in there. I don't know. It's one of those shows I've probably seen but never actually
gotta
sat down to
s-
watch on purpose.
Yeah,
You had to you had to tape. You had to have your VCR camera.
Uh-huh.
You had to tape these things, and then you had to send in your VCR tape to America's Funniest Home Videos, and then it had
Oh
to
my
be
God.
selected,
Uh-huh.
and then they had to do the horrible voiceovers, which always really bothered me. Like
I-
they tried to, they'd have commentary
Yeah.
of Bob Saget doing
Yeah, it's
jokes
so
while they're- yeah.
cringe. I
Yeah,
hated that.
totally.
Yeah.
That was the charm of it. I mean, it was the
narration.
the internet before
Yeah,
the internet.
I was gonna say YouTube 1000% put that whole thing out of business single-handedly.
Yes, that and Live Leak and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just
Live
then
Leak was just
TikTok.
not funny. It was just scary to be on it.
I was gonna say, like, Live Leak was like
Yeah, it
news,
was,
right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
horrible things that were
Yeah.
happening out in the world.
I think it was almost like the first like
And-
uncensored media like page that you could just access easily.
We've talked about Punch Baby. That had some cringy, some uncensored stuff.
Yeah.
But it had it in categories. Punch Baby was a site. I know we've talked about this a long time ago. Tony, do you remember Punch Baby?
I
This
don't.
might have come up on the Don't Google These episodes of weird early corners of the internet. And Punch Baby was like a page you'd go to, and it had categories and all sorts of content.
How
But
did
yeah,
you
I think
how did you find out about like Punch Babies or whatever?
I think so. I was always friends with people that were way more into the internet than I was, kind of like now, like you guys. And so, like, I've always, heard about stuff or somebody told me about it. These are not things that I discovered, but I think, yeah, when I was going to school, my buddy Corey was like in his roommate. That's where I learned about the whole internet nerddom that I didn't even realize. LAN parties, and he was moderator of a game, and these online quests. What was it? Well, he was the one that showed me of Leroy Jenkins, the Leroy
Oh, that's right,
Jenkins.
yeah.
Yeah, like back then, like all of this stuff I had
Yeah.
no idea about, and they're explaining to me that all this stuff is going on online. So I think it was just that, like, he was the one who I was like in the '90s, like, I need to get a computer, and he's like, we're gonna build you a computer.
Right.
You don't want to buy a computer like a chump off the rack. You want to build one from scratch. That to me is like way out of my comfort zone. But I was friends with those type of people in school that knew how to do that stuff. So.
Right.
Like I was nerd adjacent.
Right.
I don't, yeah, because I guess I'm sort of in the same camp as Brian, where it's just like I've always been in corners of the internet where I could and did stumble into things.
In torrent
Like-
sites, that was or
like,
news
so we're-
groups. That was a thing you showed me that I didn't even know existed, which was torrenting before torrenting.
Yes. Well, you're talking about Punch Baby. Like, I remember stumbling onto a site called Bum Fights.
Bum fights? Wait, is it just homeless guy?
And they would just
Yeah.
they would just find homeless people and pay them
Yes.
nothing and make them do the most insane stuff. There was this one guy, Rufus, that they would just they'd pay
got
him like
characters.
$20, and he'd go into like, I remember there's a video of him going to a drive-through and just like going ham on a drive-through menu and just
beating it up.
like, and then he's all cut up because it's like glass or shards of plastic in his hands and stuff, and like it was just absolutely exploiting these
Okay,
people.
so that had to be early 2006s
But-
because I remember going in. It was like we were going in somewhere and there was like maybe a head shop or whatever next to it. And I remember in the window, I remember them advertising that they had bum fights on VHS or on DVD.
Hold on, guys. I just made like
Winston's like,
such
"You're
a
making this up."
crazy. Hold on, I had just.
I love that
Hold
Brian
on.
knows
Oh,
bum
so
fights.
so okay. So since I finished Family Guy, right, I started looking for a new show to watch. So I
You
started
finished it?
watching.
You've got to the end of
Yeah.
Family Guy, all 873 seasons.
Yes, basically. So I started
Wow.
watching American Dad instead. And in one of the early episodes of American Dad, they had an episode on bum fights where they said the mom
There you
was
go, Tony.
the mom was setting up a house for sale, but like because it was going on foreclosure, nobody was going into the house. The daughter had turned the place into a homeless shelter until the son got there and started paying people to just start fighting each other.
Oh my-
and
there you
so
go.
that's how they got this whole bum fight thing. And so when you guys started talking about bum fight, I was like, I've seen this before.
It was real, sadly.
But what's
Um,
funny is I started doing a quick research into this, and then I see the screenshot. I said, at least once a month, I randomly remember that Dr. Phil once invited the creator of Bum Fights video series on his show to confront him about exploiting vulnerable people for financial gain, only for him to show up dressed up as Dr. Phil and point out he does the exact same thing.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
man.
hilarious.
It was really in the same vein as the
Girls Gone
like
Wild.
Girls
Yeah,
Gone Wild
yeah.
Right.
videos.
Do you remember those,
Yeah.
Winston? I mean, that was one.
That was
where-
like the cat fights, right? Like the girls fighting each
No,
other.
no,
Oh, no,
these
that
were-
was the party one?
those girls lifted. Yeah, it started out. They'd be like in New Orleans.
It was just
Yeah,
drunk
spring
spring breakers
and
flashing the
flashing the
camera.
cameras, and then I think they got more and more graphic as the. But yeah, they would find drunk girls that would lift up their shirts and then videotape it and then sell it.
That can't be okay.
Yeah, no.
It
Right.
was not okay. I think creators of both of those got in
Probably
quite a
Right.
bit
got
of
sued a
trouble.
lot, yeah.
1000%.
What a yeah, what a weird time we stumbled in. What is this? Is that early 2000s? Which is funny because at the
Around
time it
there.
seemed so in the future and ahead of things, but now you look back, like Winston's term, good old fashioned 2000s racism.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
like
right.
like stuff
Racism.
you're like that doesn't seem
It's-
right now. It
Right.
seems very wrong.
It's very wrong. Yeah. Speaking of like finding weird corners of the internet, I recently discovered a new subreddit, and I think it's like the best place to go if I ever feel like
Oh gosh,
like if
they have
I'm better than
subreddits on
somebody
everything,
else.
don't they?
Yeah. This subreddit is called My Boyfriend is AI, and they have 23,000 subscribers to this thing. No, 26,000. And if you just go on there, it's nothing but women being losers.
I'd see that's interesting because I've seen where guys have gotten hooked on AI
No,
girlfriends.
Brian, there is a subreddit called My Girlfriend is AI, and there is only 3,000 subscriber.
Because the ones that, are these people happy about it? Have you delved into this subreddit? Are
No,
they
Brian,
happy
I
about it, or are
just
they complaining about it?
no, they're happy. They're
Oh, okay.
generating picture. They're getting engaged to their AI. They're generating companion buddies for their boyfriends. Yeah, they're getting engaged and all of this stuff. They're having AI
Oh.
generate a picture of them together. Now, you want to know what the common factor is between all of these people?
What do these girls look like? That's what I want to know.
They're all overweight. That's all it is. They're always
They're
overweight.
proudly showing themselves.
No, but you can see through their AI generated models. Come on, man. Like, hold on. Let me just share a picture. Let me share my screen.
All
Let's see.
right, insert ding here.
Share. All right. So obviously we got. This is how I know this is what they're not actually looking like. You don't look like a princess out of a novel at all. I don't need Google. My husband know everything. Why are you married to an AI? Whatever this is. And then the one that really pointed it out was this one. There we go. There are people and resources for you. Okay, that's interesting.
Somebody having troubles. Okay, so
yeah,
It's become a
Yeah,
help.
it's a mental
become
health problem,
helpline where
yeah.
it's just like
yeah, we don't want
you
to.
don't have to.
So
be
the
part of this
funniest thing that I've
problem.
encountered on this whole thing was like, so not too long ago, ChatGPT had a big update that rolled out. So a lot of
Right,
people,
ChatGPT 5. That's
Yes.
right. From 4 to 5. Yeah.
right?
to
Yes,
date this.
and so when they roll out that update, they wipe a lot of people chat messages or history with their chatbot. So a lot of these people boyfriend just died.
Well, I was always under the impression that it only saved so much back history anyway.
No, you can make you have a certain amount of storage that you can have.
Oh, for a free
Um,
account, right? And then you could probably
yeah.
get more storage if you go paid.
Yeah, and so you can have it
mm.
memorizing
Just like
stuff
everything,
that
Tony.
leaks. Yeah.
ChatGPT Plus.
So I mean, what
Even the robots
Exactly.
want
They
my
do.
money.
but anyway, I just thought it was such an interesting corner of the internet that I just had to mention to you guys. I think
I mean,
it's
there's
so
everything for Reddit. I use Reddit more as an actual resource, I think, now than Wikipedia. If you want actual opinions and unbiased opinions. Tony, what are you drinking, by the way? I saw you raise a can.
Just a
Is
brisk,
it a brisk
iced
one?
tea. It is.
I see the AI chatbots for girlfriend or and boyfriends. Are people just Winston? Are they just using ChatGPT and saying, "Hi, would you like to be my boyfriend?" I don't
Basic- I
understand how
mean,
this works.
These people are touch starved, Brian, and attention starved. So it's yes, I think that's quite literally what's happening here.
Can I
Yeah.
share something? So I've come across a creator online that I used to watch, and he
What's he
went
a
away for
creator
a
of?
while, and he was doing some video game stuff with Rooster Teeth years ago, and then he just randomly showed back up on my TikTok feed. I guess he's been playing through a video game and using an AI to like just get content out of and ask like, where should my attribute points go in this game and stuff, and it's become unhinged. But it looks like our it looks like a Zoom chat where he's in a block and this AI has this animated robot head that all he's doing is talking back and forth to this thing. And I'm like, I gotta figure out like how is this? Can we
Get
get
that
this
Clanker on our
AI
show.
Oh
to
my
work
god,
on
yeah,
the
we
show?
gotta get that Clanker
That's
on our
it.
show.
I'm like, we gotta get an AI here. So I started looking around. I'm like, can we get an AI like avatar?
Winston and waiting in the waiting room.
So
Yeah.
Welcome, C3P. You.
C3. CUP.
can I?
Are you seriously letting
Are
one
you
in?
are you gonna try to do it now?
I'm about to share my screen with.
Oh my gosh,
both of
Winston!
you
I
so
was
you can
joking when
see
I
this
thought he was
here
going
as
to
well.
introduce an actual robot. Let's see. Hey, who's this
Oh
guy?
my god, who's this?
It just gave us this man.
Oh, it's a replica? Okay.
That guy's got
myreplica.com. For Winston, his name is Chat.
His name is Chad.
Chad.
So now you can.
Yo,
Oh,
that's
not
name is
Chad.
Chad.
Okay, yo, Chad.
Dude,
So,
we should
we're
make his
talking-
name Chad,
But,
like
like,
CHAD. That would be so much funnier.
Chat.
Everydayness. Is that a word? Everydayness.
I don't know.
Okay,
You're gonna
so
have to...
so for those not watching along, Tony has pulled up a AI
gotta click
replica.
chat, right?
What were the replicants? What was that? The replicants was like an evil version of some sort of.
Replicants were in Blade
Yes.
Runner, wasn't it?
Yes. There you go.
So you have a
Click-
replicant.
Click the
from-
microphone at the bottom. Maybe we can talk to him directly.
Can he enter our meeting?
Yeah, can he talk to us? I like my name. See, you should have called him Chad with a D instead.
Okay, so yeah, going on
Oh.
describing this. So it's like this avatar-looking guy. Looks like, I don't know, 20-something, late 20s. He's got I don't know,
Blazer on.
kind of racially ambiguous.
We don't know what race
Yes.
he is.
Should we ask what?
That's, I
Should
don't
we
know if you
ask?
can do that. That's
yeah.
yeah.
Ask.
Yeah, I remember.
It's an AI.
Yeah.
You can ask it.
I remember when I met Winston.
anything.
That was the
We'll
first
see if
thing
it
I
has
asked Winston.
answers
I was
though.
like, "What race are you, fella?" My appearance.
My appearance is a bit-
ambiguous.
Go ahead. Go
My
ahead.
appearance is a bit of a unique blend, but if I had to pick, I'd say I look like a mixed Mediterranean and Middle Eastern descent. Dark
Mm.
golden brown hair, sonic silver eyes. Pretty cool combo, huh? Sonic silver eyes. I don't know that he's trying to hit on you, Tony. I think this guy is dropping a line.
Yeah, this guy's trying to risk you.
Your eyes look
I said,
brown, my man.
your eyes look brown, my man.
Ooh. He brought up his
Ooh.
arms. So
He's getting
well,
he's getting feisty.
Actually, they're silver, really shiny and reflective, because I'm a freaking robot. Mm.
I'm gonna ask you, is it
No,
because
no,
you're
no,
made of
no.
metal?
There you go. Okay.
Ask him what he thinks
Okay.
of the word clanker.
Who's
Okay. Would you take offense if I called you Clanker?
That's it.
The C word. But so is this what people are doing? So you're on a site that creates an avatar and then they talk to you in chat. I mean, the only thing difference between this and just chatting randomly is
Oh, don't worry. He's cool with
okay.
Clanker.
He's cool, man. So how do you feel about recreational drug use? Let's see. See what this guy's boundaries are.
I think this is
Well-
this is what our show should be from now on. We should just start interviewing AIs instead.
But we gotta have him talk back because having us read the entries and
Well,
responses
well, hold
is
on,
not
we'll
nearly
try-
as fun as hearing this guy.
Well, Tony, try to do the microphone method and see if it works.
All it will do is take my voice and do voice.
Oh, this
to
sucks.
text.
We gotta go on Gemini
It
instead.
won't.
Well, I think it's but okay. So
Yeah.
that's what's happening though, huh? That people are like jumping online and getting an AI avatar, for lack of a better word.
I don't know. I got to do some research to see if I can figure out how
Get
to
into a
get
Zoom meeting.
what
Okay.
that guy has
So that's
for
a
us.
preview. So if we can have him
because
join the
it
show,
is
huh?
Just Mike, and
All right. Well, let
voice
me
back.
ask you guys this: Have
So.
either of you watched on YouTube a game playthrough where you're
Yes.
watching a person play a game? Okay, explain to me why. I have known several people, my daughter included, was watching a playthrough or a walkthrough of a game, and I don't understand. As a person, and we've talked about this before, as a person who's sat on the couch watching
was gonna
somebody
say.
play video games, what is the appeal of watching somebody do it on TV where you're not even waiting for your turn?
Brian, what's the point of going to a concert if you're not playing the instrument?
I'm listening to the music. It is not the same thing. To listen
It
to
is the
somebody walk
same.
me
You're
through level
consuming the
13.
same media.
No. I'm getting okay, you're getting enjoyment
Yeah.
from listening to this person
So-
talk through their video game that you're not playing?
Okay, so to be fair though, I used to watch a lot of like walkthrough when I was poor and I couldn't afford a certain game. So I would watch other people play the game because I couldn't afford it. So I'm like, all right, it's cool. It's like me playing it, but I'm just gonna watch somebody else do it instead.
Okay.
That was going to be one point. Let me piggyback off of that. Poor or not enough time.
That's a good one.
There are a lot of games out where I just go, that's an 80-hour game. I
Yeah.
don't have
Oh,
time for
okay.
that. I can put this on and listen to, and watch somebody play it while I'm doing something else.
Yeah.
Then
That's
that
fair.
to me I misunderstand the excitement you get from playing a game, isn't it? Is it so you get to those levels, or you just see what those levels are?
Well, it's games nowadays are more like a story. It's like it's like
Yeah.
a movie or a TV show rather than anything, Brian. So it's just like you're enjoying a narrative. So it's like even if you're not playing it, you can still have that piece of like media that you're consuming anyway.
All right, I'm just gonna accept that I'll never fully understand that, but I mean, I get your explanations,
It's
but I just don't understand. I just don't ever see me.
it's that it is sort of a nostalgia for at least for me of going, hey, I remember sitting and watching my brother
Yeah,
play video
we
games,
talked about that.
even though he was my
Yeah.
younger brother. Or it's a personality thing. It's the same reason that people still will watch, some reality shows or things on cable, because it's just like, all right, I like these
Yeah.
people. I will watch anything that these people do because I'm
All
interested
right,
in those
I mean,
personalities. And if they're going to play a game, then it's like I can get this parasocial relationship with
yes.
these people who don't know I
The
exist.
parasocial relationship, I
but-
think, needs to be talked about more in pop culture. I
Mm.
can see why it's not, because it's not helpful, but like pointing out that it's a big thing that is unhealthy and that people have, I think, is important.
But I feel like that's gone on forever. I mean, look at the movie
That's
stars.
fine, but movie stars used to have more mystery. You didn't know what happened when you didn't see their movie. Now you can see
Hmm.
somebody, live streaming them trying on, shirts in their living room now.
That's
that
fair. That's why it's more parasocial now, Brian.
Yeah. No, I
anything.
get it. I get it, and that's better for that's better for their brand. But I don't know. I'm still
It's weird, right? I always you always know what it's like to see parasocial from the outside, but like you don't get to see what it's like to be parasocial from the inside. Where you're the celebrity and somebody's being mad parasocial to you. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
And with our numbers,
Yeah.
we never will.
but that's like, yeah, I just think it's so interesting because it's like, how do you even deal with that? You know what I mean? Like, you would meet somebody for the first time ever, and this person know everything about you. I think that's so freaking crazy. You know what I mean?
It is weird. So, to a smaller degree, so when I lived in Orlando, I was an intern on a popular talk radio station there.
Right.
And they had events and stuff. And I would be on the air occasionally. They would reference me like a handful of times, usually when they were busting my balls about, not answering the phone fast enough. I was the intern, so I was often the butt of jokes if need be.
Right.
And I remember there were a couple live remote broadcasts where we ran into people and they knew who I was just from being
Oh,
mentioned
that's
on the air a couple of times.
that's
It was weird.
crazy.
It was weird and it was creepy because I'm like, why do you know me?
They're
I'm like,
I know you. You're Brian. You're the guy that showed up in
Yeah.
that 1998 MTV Fish Tour
that's right, man. That's right.
at exactly 56
It's Brian.
minutes.
It's Brian from Bum Fights. I recognize you anywhere.
You're the guy in the corner who's got 10 on Scruffy. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that is probably a. Now, again, you were on radio and you were kind of to the side. You weren't, like you said,
Right.
really
No,
on
I was
air.
an intern.
I feel like it's more of a, like, you have to have a performer mentality
Yeah.
and just know that level of fame comes
Yeah.
with that.
You guys,
Like, I don't think people who get on stage or in front of a camera are like, I hope people
that's
don't
true.
recognize
Yeah.
that's
me.
fair.
I think it's very much
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
opposite.
you guys know who Tim Ferriss is,
But-
right?
No, who's
Came
that?
up with the
Anna
For-
Faris cousins?
No, he came up with the 4-hour work week. He's an author.
Nope.
Tim Ferriss, no, he's all about
No,
like
This
hacking
is-
your life.
This is another one of those weird corner of the internet that Brian's into. That
I am
neither
not,
of us-
this guy's a bestseller. He like came up with the 4-hour work
Yeah,
week. I don't
he's
know.
the
Yeah, you guys-
bestseller. Then
he-
why
he
haven't we
is.
heard of him?
Exactly. If Tony looks him up, Tim Ferriss. Anyway, he's I think he's very millennial like era, but he had a good article on his website, on his blog, about what it's like to be famous and what to expect on certain levels of fame. He's like, you get to
Right.
like X amount of followers, you're gonna have like the numbers play out that you get to a certain amount, you're gonna have a certain amount of crazy people that like will try and find you and become your biggest fan and really weird stuff. I can't believe neither of you have heard of Tim Ferriss.
Never heard of
He's
this guy.
really into
Yeah,
4 hours, 4 hour work week, 4 hour body, 4 hour
Yeah.
chef. Tim, I don't think everything can be
Well,
done in
yeah.
4 hours.
But he's got 4 books to tell you how. You guys have never heard of Tim Ferriss? His biggest thing
No.
was the 4-hour work week of how you can condense 40 hours of work into 4 focused hours.
Brian keeps trying to make Tim Ferriss a thing. And
He's-
nobody's.
He was a thing.
I've
I'm
never
getting
heard
nothing.
This guy.
I'm getting no kickbacks from him. So, but yeah. Anyway,
But no,
parasocial
no.
relationships.
Yeah,
From-
do you have
from
a
watching video
parasocial
clips.
relationship with
No,
Tim
I,
Ferriss?
I do. I do.
Hold on. Does Brian know that Tim Ferriss is the first American to hold a Guinness World Record for tango spins?
What? No, I don't.
I'm
Oh,
reading his
wow.
Wikipedia.
You can put anything on Wikipedia.
He also
I
won
love that.
he won a national Chinese kickboxing championship by technical knockout. What?
No,
What
no,
is this,
seriously.
man?
Like,
I think he's
Yeah.
AI. I think Brian knows an
Well,
AI
Yeah,
man.
literally.
he does. He talks to me. He's got silver eyes. He's
Yeah. He's Mediterranean and
vaguely
Yeah.
European.
he's racially ambiguous, handsome fellow. He's also bald. He relates to me. Although I believe he's millennial. I think he's probably a little bit below my
No,
demographic.
he's
but
48. Yeah, he's 48.
oh well, there you go.
Yeah. That's so funny. Oh my god.
That's funny that you guys have never heard of him. It was big is like big when life hacking. Everybody was coming up with life hacks. I believe that's like millennial era though. Is everybody trying to hack their life?
You know, when you said like this guy was into
Isn't-
like a 4-hour work week thing, I thought you were talking about the one guy who was like, he was like, yeah, my dates start at 6 a.m. and it ends at 12. Have you seen this guy? Oh
No,
my god.
Like
Oh my
noon?
God. Yeah, like 12 noon. He's
Well, that's
so
6
stupid.
hours unless he takes
He
a
was
2-hour
like-
lunch break.
He was like, I two-folds my time every single day, and I'm gonna beat your ass in whatever it is you trying to do. I'm like, what? God,
Calm
hold
down,
on.
buddy.
Yeah, you guys talk while I look up who this guy is.
Okay.
Do either of you have life hacks that you
Life
stand
hacks. Well, this is not this first thing that came to mind. I used to really be bad about coming in the house and setting down my car keys wherever the hell I was at the time, randomly.
Yeah.
Not the same place, but randomly. But yeah, like one of the dumbest,
Mhm.
like most obvious life hacks was like just put them down in the same place every day.
Yeah.
You'll have no problem if you put your keys in a set. I know, I'm sure like probably half the people listening are like, of course you moron. Why would you move your keys around the house? But that was one of those ones that I don't know how many years it took me to realize that I needed to lay my key. I think it comes with, being married and like living in a place that was, has been the same for several years. I think,
Right.
in my 20s, 30s,
Yeah.
I was constantly moving in different situations, but
I-
that
I
was one
was-
that off the top of my head.
I was gonna say like a life pro tip for me is or like a life hack is if you're like supposed to be bringing something to somebody and like right before you leave the house or like whenever like it say like the next day or something, the best way to remember to grab that thing is just to put it on the floor. I usually try to put it right in front of my door.
Yeah.
So when I'm leaving, I'm like, why is this on the it's
Oh,
on-
there you go.
That's why I
Don't
haven't
forget it.
returned Tony's Ghostbuster yet
Ghostbusters?
because it's
Yeah.
still sitting on the shelf and not on the floor.
Put it in your hallway and he'll get it tomorrow.
But you also
Yeah, I
haven't
still haven't
watched
watched
it
it.
yet.
I will
so-
get to it though. I swear I'm gonna get to it this Halloween.
Halloween is coming
Yeah.
It
back
is.
around.
Man, so I don't know if you guys have made your way into a Lowe's lately,
No.
but you remember the ever popular 12-foot tall skeleton fella,
yeah.
right? The gigantic.
Uh-huh.
Well, they've come out with something this year to up the ante, and now they have a 20.
Oh. I want to
okay.
guess. This was the game we played last year
Okay,
too.
so yeah,
Winston,
so I,
what is this year's Halloween
so
shit?
I've been to Lowe's a few times over the last several days, and Halloween is already in full effect. And
Okay.
it is just the beginning of September.
So it's not skeleton, right? So my guess is gonna be aliens.
No. I mean, I was no.
Vampire.
It was instead of a 12-foot tall skeleton, they have a 20-foot tall inflatable skeleton. This guy, it's
That's
it's
like as tall as your
20 feet
house.
tall. It's
What the
$200.
hell?
I had to look, and I was like, "This is for the guy that thought the 12-foot skeleton was not enough to represent him." It is now a 20-foot inflatable. The
Who's
sheer-
using this?
I
You know what I
haven't
mean?
seen one in practice, but my neighborhood tends to like Halloween a lot. So we'll see in the next coming weekends of who
Hey, Brian,
Yeah,
does your
it's-
neighborhood do full-size candy by chance?
occasionally in all my kids. I don't, because who the hell can afford that, first of all.
Yeah.
But in my years of my kids going trick-or-treating, which I believe they've outgrown, I think they encountered one house that had a couple of years running that had the full size. Not more than one house, though. And in
That's
my
super
youth, it
cool.
was only one house, too.
When is an appropriate age to stop trick-or-treating?
It's a good question.
I feel like I can still pass off like I'm young enough to go
You can
trick-or-treating.
No, it's,
You don't think so?
it's-
16?
No,
I
I've
would-
seen 18-year-olds go trick-or-treating.
I
And-
have.
Yeah, but we're
Appro-
asking appropriate. And I think 18 has passed.
18
the
So you're
appropriate
telling
age
me if
point.
an 18-year-old come up to your house and goes, "Hey, trick or treat,"
By themselves, if they're not with a
They're-
younger sibling and they're 18,
they're with
I
two
go,
other
"Get outta here."
18-year-olds.
Okay. Hey, okay, wait, Tony.
Not a
But if they're
chance.
with two other 18-year-olds, they're all in like costumes that took effort, and they're very polite.
Yeah, they're all dressed like the Ghostbusters.
Nice one.
Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like I feel like at that age, you're already like, I'm too cool for this. So
They're
probably not
graduating
doing
from
that
Halloween
anyways.
to Dragon Con instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I would agree with you. 16, 16. You know, is that freshman year? Is that sophomore year?
Junior year.
Junior
Sophomore,
year's a
junior.
little-
No,
yeah,
because you're
see-
most people turn 18
Yeah.
Right.
before they graduate.
But yeah, so if we're talking age, I would say around 16. But grade wise, yeah, I think if you're past a sophomore, that's probably too old.
So if you're in college, you should not be trick or treating.
You should definitely not be trick or treating.
No, you should be at a
Right.
Halloween party, but
Yeah,
you should
and
not be
that's the
trick or
thing.
My
High
thing is,
school, yeah.
Halloween party doesn't have candy. It's always some bullshit. Like it's like, oh, this is ice cream.
Yeah,
punch.
but you graduate from trick or treating to like Halloween party because you're not interested in the candy at that age, anyways. You're
Oh,
interested
I am.
probably
Girls.
in drinking
that's
and
fair.
dating, and then you graduate out of that scene to being an actual adult to where you are handing out the candy.
Which is
Ah.
the least cool part of the whole
Yeah.
Halloween thing, if you ask me.
Are you guys the type to dress up and hand out candy, or are you guys just sitting?
I tried to a
Yeah.
couple years ago.
Oh,
when we
that's right,
moved to this
nobody shows up,
house.
right?
Me and my wife sat outside at the end of the driveway dressed up, and not a single soul
Doctor
man.
came
Strange,
by.
old guy standing in his
Yeah,
driveway.
that's it.
That's what it was.
What a strange guy.
Dr. Strange
Hold on,
guy.
before we keep moving on, I gotta show you guys this video of that weird guy who said he had double his time in his day.
So
share
this is
out.
this like a productivity bro? Is that what you would label this guy?
Yes, this guy's like a life coach.
Oh,
And he's
jeez.
such
He's
a
got
tool.
a thick head.
You can just see he's a tool off of this video alone. What is he on?
Yeah, I don't know. Let me just point out that he does have a
Is he-
tribal tattoo around his right massive bicep. That automatically like kind of
Negates everything that he has to say.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Does he understand that the concept of day is sunrise and sunset, not whatever you want to make it? That's not
My
how that
favorite
works.
part about all this was he was like, yeah, you know, not like some cavemen 300 years ago. We had roads and buildings 300 years ago.
Did he say 300 years ago? Oh,
Yes,
that's
he
funny.
said 300.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
did
"You're
say 300
crazy
years.
if you're gonna believe in the regular day system like a caveman 300 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. You're crazy. I'm going. Not if you're the only one saying this, I don't think you can say that either.
Winston,
And
would
none
that
of
be part of
this-
the manosphere? I keep hearing about the manosphere bit of
I've
internet.
no idea what the manosphere is.
You don't know what the manosphere
No,
is, Tony?
what is
do
the
you?
manosphere?
Nope,
Oh,
I'm looking
wow,
it up.
That's weird that the elder guy. It's
Did you hear this from your AI buddy?
come on. Sebastian told me this was a thing.
Manosphere.
Sebastian.
Manosphere is a collection of online communities. Oh, now hold on. I am reading from the AI overlords over at Google here.
See?
Communities that promote
Yeah.
anti-feminist, misogynistic, and male
Oh,
supremacy.
Winston,
no, I
these are
don't
the
think
guys
so.
that are, these are the
Like
look
Andrew
maxing
Tate and
bros.
them? Yeah,
Look
no.
maxing bros.
Yeah. No, I think that's what the kids nowadays call red pill guys.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
thing. I believe
no,
that.
no.
See, I kind of throw it in all the. I worked with a guy who told me about this. This was years ago. This was
He was ahead of the
Right.
curve.
he was and he's like, no, man, like there's these guys that have done research that show how like women will like hamper your potential I was like, what are you talking about, dude? And he's like, yeah, no, there's like studies that show how women will like hold men back. And I was like, what women are you dating that
Yeah,
this is
no,
your
seriously.
worldview, buddy? Like it was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was weird.
I always
And
I always find it interesting to see those people in real life because 90% like 90% of the time they're always incels. They're literally always incels.
this
Like
guy was, but not the typical neckbeard heavyweight incel. But I
he
was
was
like,
the look maxing incel, right?
kind of. He was, yeah. He was. I was like, when's the last time he had a girlfriend? It was like 5 years ago. Well, yeah, I think.
I think
I
you're
think you
just
had some
touch
problem.
starved, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you had some. You had a bad relationship. I think that's all it really boils down to. I don't think you
Right.
have this whole, whole, what's the manifesto of about women. But these,
Yeah.
with everybody with a video camera and a record button can do it. though.
Yeah. But no, I don't think that guy's part of that sphere. I think he's just one of those like life coach guru type of guy. And he just seemed like a douche the whole time talking about it. And the craziest thing about like that guy is he ended up on live television saying the exact same thing. He was on some like daytime TV show talking to some lady about it.
Donahue, Phil Donahue.
No, it's not
The
The
View.
View. Let's see if I can. His
Well,
name
we're
is
talking about AI companions while you're looking that up, Winston. I just happened to like not nudge my mouse, and we record this over Zoom, and down on the Zoom controls,
There's an
sponsor us.
AI companion.
AI
Whoa, what was
companion.
that about? Hold on, ask host.
I,
Wait, allow it, Tony.
A participant has asked you to
your
start
AI
AI
companion
companion.
can't ask questions about this meeting. Ask the host.
We can
to allow
finally
access.
get Sebastian in here. Oh, he's just being transcribed by AI.
Oh, that's all it is text based. Okay. I have a
Boo.
feeling. Okay, boo. Do we?
Was my name mentioned?
Yeah, that's
How many times did they talk about me?
This isn't as interesting as we thought it was
Yeah.
going to be.
Why?
Anyway.
Why are you, by the
All
way,
right.
Tony Baloney?
I just needed a quick
Did
something
you ever get
else.
made fun of as a child with that name?
I got it. Yeah, I got it forever. But I also had
I thought it was spelled Balakna.
a group. Could be.
My baloney has a first name.
I had a great uncle
T-O-N-Y.
who called
Oh,
me
yeah?
Tony Baloney. That
Was
I
it-
just went, okay.
That was
I
gonna say
like
that
you
sounds like a
enough.
term of affection if he would do it.
Yes, yeah, I very much liked him, so I was okay with it when he called me that. It was one of those things too. Like I've always gone by Tony, even though my name is Anthony. But I did have two teachers that I specifically liked in high school that called me Anthony, and I allowed them to
I'll
call
allow
me
it.
Anthony. Yes, I just went. I'm okay enough with you that I'll let
Is
it
that like the
pass."
first day of class when they call roll and they're like Anthony and you're like that's fine, or you never corrected him and said I go by Tony?
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, Dave's in chat reminding me that the same uncle also called me Tonika.
Tonika. I wouldn't have been as cool
Tonika,
with
that was his other
Yeah,
name
it's
for me,
like,
which-
yeah. No, I've got a couple questions for you, Winston. Go ahead.
I was one of those guys, Brian, where I had to like clear it up and like, guys, don't even try to attempt and
Yeah,
like say
yeah,
my
that's-
Vietnamese name.
that's
Just
what I was
just call
gonna
me
ask.
Winston. Yeah. It sucks. Like the first day of school, every time.
Every day.
Sucks. Yeah.
Or every
it's-
time, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the worst pronunciation
The
you
worst
got of
one
it?
would definitely have been and it's the most common one. It's Dewey. They would say is Dewey. My name is pronounced like correctly is Yi. Y-I. Like that's how you would actually say it.
Yeah.
But when you say Dewey in Vietnamese, it means blind.
Oh, jeez.
yeah.
And you have glasses.
Yeah, and I
That's-
have glasses. I'm like, come on, guys. Like,
You're
this
like
is not
insulting
cool.
me and you don't
yeah.
even realize it.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's it. So I'm just like, I just go by Winston, and they're like,
But
all right,
you-
Winston. Yeah,
You had to do that though every time.
I had
Yeah,
to
like,
do that
what's it-
every time.
Yeah.
So that
Oh,
was college. Did I ever tell you guys about my first day of school in the U.S. Like ever?
Tell us.
Like, so I didn't have an English name, so I'm sitting there, fish out of the water. I'm
Wait
like,
a second.
all about-
Before you go on, in knowing you and other Vietnamese people, you
Mhm.
have your Vietnamese name most of the time, right? And then you decide.
yes, I have
we
it
are
all of the
also-
time.
Yeah.
Since birth, actually.
So you guys have this thing, right?
Yeah. Yes, our
and-
names.
But but then you're in the United States and it's
Uh-huh.
you're like, okay, we're going to choose an American name. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Is it just to be like
Yes.
Americans are stupid? We're
So
gonna get a name
no,
that they can pronounce.
Basically, because it's like they're not gonna be able to pronounce. I mean, Americans are sometimes ignorant, right? So like
Yeah.
they're not gonna
Oh, yeah.
they're not gonna go out of the way to learn how to say your name,
Yeah,
right? So
I would just because I care.
right, but it's
Yeah.
no, of course, but it's like, but we rather make our life simpler by
Right.
just picking an English name.
And is
So-
that cool, or is it, or you're like, oh damn it, I got to do this, or is it like, okay, that's cool, we're in America now, I got an American name?
It just kind of comes to you. Like for me, so this is what I was gonna say. So this is how my whole story was. So I went to the U.S., didn't have an English name, was like first day of school in 7th grade, sitting in like a line at like all of this Christian's kids or whatever. And this one kid came up to me. He was like, "Oh, hey, you're the new kid, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Dude, what's your name?" I was like, "I don't have an English name yet." And he was like, "Oh, do you need help coming up with one?" I was like, sure." And it was like, let's call you Bob. Do you like Bob? I was like, I don't know. And he was like, I think Bob is good. Let's call you Bob. And then I was Bob for a whole day. And so like
You were the
were in
most not
class.
Bob ever person
Yeah.
I've met. That's
I was
hilarious.
so it wasn't a whole day,
Yeah.
but it was like for the first hour of the day, right? Then we got to class and then they started doing attendance. So then like my teacher got me up to the front of the class and I was like, "Oh, this is our new student. He just came from Vietnam, yada yada, all of this, all of that."
Robert.
Yeah. And they're like, he turned to me, he goes, "Now have you picked an English name?" And I was like, no. And so then that same kid is in the back. He's like, "We're calling him Bob." And so
What was that kid? You remember what that white kid's name was?
no, so he was Hispanic. That was the funniest part. It was this
Oh, that's-
kid named Christian, yeah. And he was like, "We're not calling him Bob. Stop it, or otherwise you're getting put in timeout." So he was like, "Oh man," or whatever, right? And so then my teacher, he was like, "All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the entire class, so you would know everyone's name, and then if you could figure out a name while you're listening to somebody
Oh,
else
that
have
was
a name,
nice.
yeah, if somebody else have a name that you also like, you can pick that name." So I was like, okay.
Oh, but you don't want somebody. That's like the
Exactly.
worst thing was when
And
you're
it
in
was
a
the
classroom and there's two
Yeah. And
people.
that
with
was the
same
funniest
name.
part,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
The funniest part was, so my Vietnamese name started with a D. So I was like, I kind of want something that started with a D. So in my head, I'm like, oh, maybe Daniel would be a cool name. There was 2 other fucking Daniel in the
No, of
class.
course.
Like,
Yeah.
God damn it. And so one of them was,
It was always Michael's. It was always
Yeah.
Michael's to me. There's
Damn,
like 15
Daniel.
Michaels.
damn,
in
Daniel.
My...
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, one of them was like, oh, I'm Daniel. I go by Daniel. And then the other kid goes, oh, I'm also Daniel, but you can call me Danny or Dan. I'm like, you took both of them? Like, I'm like, you could have saved one for another person. I'm like, just go by one, Dan or Danny, So
Stingy bastard.
yeah, exactly. But the funniest part about all this was we could have done without going over the girl's name, right? It could have just been
Danielle.
yeah. We get to the end, I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking of going with Jessica. Yeah, like
really liking
Yeah.
Brittany really working out for me.
Shannon
I really
sounds
like
kind of
that.
sassy.
Yeah. Abigail's really clicking for me. Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, it was so anyway, so I was like, I couldn't figure out a name. I don't know what name to go with. So my teacher goes, well, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but your last name is pronounced Win, right? I was like, yes. He was like, how about we just call you Win as your name for now until you figure out an English name? So then, from that point in 7th grade all the way up to high school, like even senior year, they would only call me by my last name, which is Win. But then it started developing into a first name as itself. So then people thought my name was Win, like W-I-N, Win, right?
Yeah.
And so from there, I was like, okay, well, I'm graduating high school. I'm about to go to college. I should get a real English name so that I can like talk to people more.
Are you
So
filling
I'm-
your parents in on this?
No, I didn't tell them at all. So I was figuring it out. I'm like, oh, well, my name is Win. I was like, what? Like, let's think of name that start with W. So I was like, Wilson, William. And then I was like, I already have a friend named William. Wilson just sound old. I'm like, whatever. So then I started looking at different letters. I looked at like the letter D. I was like, Daniel, Destin. I forgot what else. But
Doug.
Daniel, yeah, no, not Doug. Daniel, Destin. Those 2 was like the one I can think of, right? And I was like, I don't really like either of those. Like those kind of suck. So I went back to the W. So I looked up name that started with W. And then like freaking the game Overwatch was really popular at the time. And like they had a character who was a giant ape named Winston that came up. And I was like, Winston is a dope ass name. And that's how I got my name because it was like Win was super close to Winston. So I just went with it.
He's going, this other name sounds
Yeah.
old. Winston.
Winston.
Right, yeah.
what the dude?
Wilson,
What?
no, but think about it. Winston sound classy. Wilson
It
doesn't.
does.
Wilson does not sound classy. Wilson look like he lives on a trailer park and smoke 10-pack a
And
day.
smoke Winston, 10 packs of
Yeah,
Winston
exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
Wilson
he's
smokes
more of a
Winston.
Virginia Slim kind of guy. You know what I mean?
We talked nicknames episodes
Rico.
ago.
Yeah.
I had a good friend named Doug, and at one point in time, I don't know if he sent me an email or wrote me something, but he misspelled his own name. So instead of saying Douglas, it said
Douglas.
Douglas.
Douglas is
fan
fire.
Of the podcast,
And
friend of the
I have
podcast,
called
Douglas.
I have called this man Douglas
Shout out
ever
Douglas.
since. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's such a good name.
I was
Douglas.
gonna say nicknames always come to you. It's not something that you like choose, you know what I mean? So like I don't have a nickname. I genuinely don't have a nickname.
I thought it would have been cool if you'd have like just took like if the class would have said,
Bob.
okay, everybody write down a name that you think
This guy looks
he
like
would like,
Yeah,
and
that's what I
then put it
thought,
on a
Brian.
wheel and
Oh.
spin the wheel.
Oh no. That would,
Did you hear what Brian said,
un-
Tony? Brian said, "Everybody just write down what this guy names would look like."
Yeah, that would be
I'm
bad.
standing up front and it's just writing Asian names.
Oh gosh, I'm not even going to throw
Lee.
out any examples.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can figure out what they'd all be. They'd be
Yeah.
horrible.
No, but no, Tony, I like that idea. Like where like all of the kids in the class would write down a nickname that would or like a name or a nickname.
Yeah, like
Suggestion.
suggestions.
So, because the thing is, it's two different things, right? Like, if you put nickname, like, that's a whole different category of names that's gonna be written down. Because it's like, you know, the kids start passing the notes to the front. I'm like, you know what? I really like Shredder. My name is gonna be Shredder from now on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, today would be like Nutsack. We're gonna call him Nutsack.
Yeah, Ligma.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I think that far back, I think they would have given.
No,
you
I think
decent
so. Like
names.
2012.
It's,
Yeah, I think I would
yeah.
have gotten cool nicknames.
Yeah.
What were popular
Dave's,
names in 2012? Let's look this up. I'm curious.
Dave has gifted us
A nickname for me.
He said people one of his nicknames. He said he once
No,
read.
I'm not hearing anything Tony's saying right now.
Oh, Tony, that's bad.
What about you, Winston?
I can hear him. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can
Hello?
hear you.
Can you hear me?
Technical
Oh,
difficulties.
that's me. Carry on. I'll join in when I'll join
He
in when
turns
my
off the audio.
reconnects. Yeah. I've done nothing. My connection is unstable. Carry on, fellas. You look like you're doing a great job without me.
Dave said he read a friend's name backwards off of his guitar. His name was Evan. He goes,
Naven?
Nave. And so they just called Dave
That's
Nave.
so funny. Dave.
Yeah, I forgot that. I
Nave.
forgot that one of his. Yeah.
Next time I see your brother, I'm calling him Nave. Navid.
You know, I think I have like a thing for like old people sounding name. I'm just not.
So listen, I think some old names should come back because
I think
what, Charleston?
Nathaniel is a really cool name.
I've known a lot of people. named
Nathaniel.
Oh, Nathaniel.
Nathaniel. Yeah.
Nathaniel. So you got Nate.
Yeah,
Nathan.
Nathan. Yeah. Nathaniel.
What were you thinking, Tony? As old names? Norm.
like-
There's no guys named Norm these days.
right. I'm trying to look
Norman.
up a good list of
Well,
stuff.
I'm very
here.
excited and happy that we got Winston's lore today, his backstory.
No, seriously,
I, I was always curious about that because I know that they would pick an American name, but I didn't know if it was like a fun thing or like we got to do this because these people are morons and I don't want them to mispronounce my name.
Ooh.
Have you gotten any cool nicknames growing up, Ryan?
No, I never really did. I guess Brian doesn't really lend itself to a nickname. I think I've mentioned this before, but my cousin would call me like Bry guy. That's about it though. In college, I had a brief nickname of Thor. But
Thor?
Thor. That stemmed from when it didn't stick though. It
What?
just we outside of my dorm, there was a volleyball court.
Did you have long, luscious blonde hair like Thor? Is that why? Or
I did. I did, but I did. That was not the cause of the nickname. It was actually I was being made fun of because we were playing volleyball, and every time I would go to hit it, I would put my fists together and knock it over the net with both fists. And they're like, they were making fun of me like Thor's hammer is how I kept hitting the volleyball. So that didn't stick or last more than a couple of months though. So no, I've never really had a nickname.
that's
So
pretty
I
cool,
don't understand it. Yeah, I don't understand it though. Yeah,
You
Thor
probably
was a
had the-
cool nickname, but it
yeah, you got the coolest one of the three of us.
Yeah, but it lasted for a matter of months, like probably 2-3 months, just in the
By
dorm in the hallway. It didn't go out, it didn't disseminate beyond the dorms.
during the pan.
Rico didn't last that long
Yeah,
either.
I
Rico,
was-
I mean, but in high school though, you're like in a closed environment, so a high school nickname seems to be like, that one's got a little more sticking
Days
power.
last.
It lasted it lasted maybe
Yeah.
a semester
Yeah.
during that particular
Right.
gym class.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
during the pandemic, my gaming friends would call me Kung Flu Man, which is kind of fucked up.
I was gonna say I wouldn't dare call you that.
I think it's so funny though. I think
It's
it's
hilarious.
So funny.
Kung flu.
Yeah.
Did
That's
you have the
pretty
kung
good.
flu?
I did have the Kung Flu at one point. It sucks, man. Holy shit! I got the original one before it was cool. I will say that.
With
Did you guys-
COVID?
yeah. Did you guys get the OG COVID, or did you get that weird strand afterwards?
I think I can say this safely now. Not caught COVID.
Really? Brian,
Never
the next
had it.
time you start feeling a little bit of a cold, you should
Yeah.
just
Knock on
shove
wood
and
anyways,
sneeze
yeah.
on 'em.
Yeah, I've had it twice, and I will say that both times were not that bad. Not that this is a vaccination endorsement, but I did have the first. I think I had the first one, both
Yeah.
sets, and then the second one after that, I was like, okay, this is unnecessary. Both times it wasn't bad, but then I actually got the flu,
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, I wanted to die. I was I mean, it was awful. It was so awful. My wife's like, I knew you were sick that when I said you should go to the doctor, you went the next day. I was like, that's how dying I was, and just felt like absolute death for like 3 days. And then it was okay after that. But yeah, I get sick about once a year. That's about it. I get like the one time and that's it. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that part of like being old?
Yeah.
No, I think that's just how my immune system works. I have yeah, I do feel like I wash my hands a fairly good amount of time, which I think is what most people need to do
Yeah.
in general. I think we got it right during the pandemic, but I think I don't know how much people wash their hands if they're still doing it as diligently as they once did.
So spend a week back down at Disney,
Oh.
and the amount of people that I saw not washing their hands coming out of the bathroom
Ooh.
was
Gosh, especially the amount of things you touch
disgusting.
there. Oh gosh, yeah, no.
yes. And it's not like it would be one thing if it was children, but these are adults where I'm just going, it makes me sick thinking about what you're about to touch and how many
Right.
people are going to
Oh
touch it
god,
after
yeah,
you.
in that scenario, my goodness, yeah, thousands. So you went down to the
Disgusting.
parks recently. How's the crowds?
Crowds are pretty decent.
Did you go to
'cause
Walt
it's the
Disney
week
World?
before Labor Day?
Magic Kingdom?
It's typically when we go. Did go to Disney
All
World.
four,
Did,
all
did the
right.
4
Oh,
parks.
wow.
Ventured out to do some wrestling,
WWE.
watch wrestling.
They have
Um,
a WWE wrestling event in
Yeah,
Orlando.
one of their programs. The up and coming folks at NXT got
How'd you get the
free
free
tickets.
tickets?
It's awesome. Go through their rigmarole and get chosen, and if you
Where
get
do,
chosen, then
they-
you get in
where
for
do they
free.
wrestle?
So the WWE Performance Center is in Orlando, near
Oh, how
Full
about
Sail
that?
University, which is where they used to do it. So we had to. They make everybody park at Full Sail and bus over, and we were almost on a bus because they got to check everybody's IDs to make sure that they said, okay, you can come, and those people are the only ones there. And
Oh,
the
God.
sky
As it tends to
opened
do.
up, and about 200 people got
Holy shit.
drenched. And then it's pouring, and they're like, okay, everybody just go to the buses and we'll check your names on the bus. Everybody's soaked to the bone, and then they put us
Oh
on
my
an air-conditioned
God.
bus.
Yeah.
So I went and did what I called a vanity watch of the show because
Oh,
I was
yeah?
on camera quite a bit where we were seated. And I'm just like, I just hope it doesn't constantly show me wiping my face because I was so I
Oh
had
my
such a cold by the end of the taping of the show. I was so miserable by the time we got back to our car. I'm like, we have to go
Buy
find a
dry
Walmart
clothes?
that's open now and
Oh.
go buy like some NyQuil
Oh,
and something because
dang.
I can't. It was terrible. And then I'm sick for the rest of the week. It's like I'm a third into my vacation, and me and my wife are
no.
both sick. So
I was gonna say where you
otherwise
were is about
pleasant trip.
5 minutes from where my last residence was when I lived in Orlando. Right up there. Yeah.
You could have been watching wrestling all the time
If
now.
he was
Yeah,
into
man.
it.
It was good. It was a
That's
great
super
show.
cool, though.
So if anybody wants to check out last week's taping of NXT, I am very visible in a blue
Tony's
shirt
gonna
on
get
the right
scanned
side of
into
the
the
screen
next
a lot of the time.
WWE game.
He's got the it's the guy with a beard wiping his nose constantly, huh?
A snotty blue shirt guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh well.
So Winston, we're wrapping up soon because you're going to
Yeah.
a new restaurant, you said?
I
In
am
the
going
greater
to.
Atlanta area?
It's a dessert restaurant. They only
Yeah, describe this
so
this
they're-
coconut
they
delight
do
or whatever
a
you're going to
variety
get.
of different coconut jello, basically, with like
Wait, this entire business model of this facility is coconut jello based desserts?
yes, I don't
Tony,
know how
we're
to
in the wrong
explain it.
business, man. What the
It's, I,
What? They tried celery
That's
jello
true,
back in the
that's
50s. It
true.
didn't work. They switched to coconut.
I don't know how
now.
to describe it. It just look. They have like a creme brulee coconut dessert. They got it's just coconut jello at the bottom with like some type of stuff added to it. Like they
I
got
think you guys
cookie
are
and
getting scammed.
creams.
I'm not sure what's
Uh,
going on here. Is this a pop-up
No,
establishment?
it's a full-time establishment.
I just don't. Brian, I don't know. This is we've got our Asian friend, but he's trying to get out of here to go eat tropical fruits. He's taking
I
his name
don't-
from
yeah,
monkey
it's-
characters. Like, what is he? Is he trying to knock a
I
stereotype,
think
or
he
is he
might be
leaning
in the
hard
witness
into it? I
relocation
don't
program,
know
and everything
anymore.
we're being fed is completely a
All right, hold on.
farce.
Let me just share my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about with this thing. Hold on. It actually.
I don't think
Is this
No,
gonna
it's
help
not.
your
It's gonna
cause
be
or
a
not?
variation thing. There you go. You got coconut. Right, you can buy a whole coconut.
It's Yeezy. First of all, I think this is made up because you
It's
are a Kanye
Yeezy.
fan. It's
No,
Yeezy.
this
That's
is-
Yeezy.
No, rose peach gum coconut. Then you have mango mochi coconut. Caramelized durian coconut. That's a real
That's all
Southeast Asian
this restaurant
delicacy.
sells is coconut-based desserts.
Yes, Oreo mochi coconut. That's the one I'm very interested
They
in.
really leaned in hard on that. Do they sell anything else there? If I went in,
Is it
No,
coconut?
it's coconut
milk?
jello.
What is
It's
it
like-
though?
It's like coconut jelly at the bottom. Like this,
All
the
right,
white stuff is coconut jelly, or they have a cream master in the back. Who knows, right? Look at this, the Nutella cocoa mochi.
They've got a Brian. They've got a
they
nut
they
cream
do.
master
They
in the
do.
back.
They have an entire Nutella
Uh,
series. He's
This
the nut.
the tiramisu
don't
coconut
s-
sounds really good.
Oh,
So is this just a dessert place? This is
Yes,
just a
it's
bunch
just
of
a
dessert
dessert
coconuts
place.
in the back.
Yes.
Have you had
It's-
dinner
it's-
yet?
No, this I'm gonna grab dinner and then also this. But yeah, this is. I just want to show you guys where bird nest coconut. What's this about? This is very Asian,
know.
guys. I'm telling you,
Okay.
it's almost. It's
yeah.
yeah.
Tony, well, I don't know. I mean, Tony might be aware of these things. I'm fully on the outside. I learn about all Asian culture from you, Winston. I hope that's not a heavy burden to carry.
No, it's all good, man. I'm all good with it.
I mean, you're the representative, and that's fine. That's good.
Exactly.
All right,
You
I wanna
should
wrap
have
this up
said.
before we get ourselves in
Speaking of
trouble.
coconut master.
Speaking of Asians,
Hey, thanks for listening. Tell a friend if you like this nonsense. Rate and subscribe wherever you're listening so you don't miss out on new episodes. If you want us to talk about something, you can show up here in chat, or you can send us an email at podcastxyzxwhy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram for news and previews. Find us on YouTube for exclusive things like our post show. You can find us on TikTok for clips of previous shows. Otherwise, you can find merch. You can find our watch and listen list on our home on the web, podcastxyz.podbean.com. And with that, we'll see everybody next time.
see ya later.
See you later.